So women are all time struggling to get their normal rights, like the right to get high education, the right to be a career woman, the right to be respected at home and outside, the right not to be abused, the right to be a leader, to be a partner in non-forced marriage. All these rights should be obtained in our Egyptian society. Now we are going to listen to presentation with our friend Habiba Sameh. She's going to introduce the topic, the woman's right. Yes. Gender perspective in health.
Individual health and well-being of both male and female is integral to development. Right to health is a basic human right. Gender inequality and health care are interrelated.
Yes. Significance of violence against women.
Unequal states of women in society, serious violation of human rights, lead range to health problems often silenced. Pressure on medical care resources, health care institutions can make significant contributions to addressing violence against women by supporting clinicians and clients.
What's a violence against women?
Violence is defined by United Nations any act of gender-based violence that is result in or is likely to result in physical or sexual or mental harm or suffering to women, including threats of such acts, coercion or arbitrary deprivation of liberty, whether occurring in private or public life.
Yes. Various forms of violence against women.
Rape or sexual violence, forced sexual initiation or abuse, sex-selective abortion, acid throwing, honor killing, dairy-related death, undue virginity examination, forced cesarean section, delivers, trafficking in women and girls.
Yes. Now we are going to know about the violence against women. Okay. The life cycle of violence against women and the effect on health.
Pre-birth, sex-selective abortion, infancy, women infanticide, selective health, care initiation, childhood, child abuse, malnutrition, adolescence, forced prostitution, trafficking, forced early marriage, psychological abuse, rape. Reproductive age, honor killings, dairy killings, intimate partner, violence, sexual abuse, homicide, sex work, trafficking, sexual harassment, elderly, or widow abuse.
Now we are all against violence for women. Let's watch a video that assure our idea about women's rights. Okay.
هي الملهمة، ضحكتها قوة وكلامها سند، ورا نجاح كل راجل و100 راجل. هي الحب والحنية والجدعنة، أختي بنشبهها بيها ونقول أم هي دي الست المصرية.
Now we are going to listen to our friends. They are going to begin the discussion for our debate today about women's rights.
So we are going to listen the girls team first of all with Rana.
Education is an important need for both woman and girl. Women now have the right to join all the educational stages, but we still see in some villages the ratio of girls who aren't allowed to join higher education is great. The reason of discontinuing girls in education is marital reasons or backward things and beliefs. Most people in villages think that the girls' marriage is the ultimate aim for all the girls, and marriage is a way to relieve the load. But it's not true, as most of husbands abuse the idea of letting their wives complete their education. They think that the education wastes money and time, and invent some hinders such as bringing up children or there is no money. So the women struggle all the time against their parents and their husbands in getting their normal life in education.
Actually, the women have to be educated, but not more than, but not more than the man, because the man is responsible for getting money for the house and taking care of the children and the woman. So he have to get money to be educated.
And the woman educated to get knowledge and to feel confident, as in the future she will be the woman who are responsible for bringing up children.
That's the way women that will irritate. They didn't know how to write or even to read, but they brought up very important people in the society.
But nowadays, life requirement is not only reading and writing, but to cope up with the modern technology and development.
Actually, the education today nowadays is more easily because there is technology and.
Okay, but also the woman, when the woman not educated, she can't be scientist or doctors or like this.
Because they are mentally weak, they can't go on with with the education. Didn't you ask yourself before why are the number of scientists of the men are more than the number of scientists of the girls?
Because the ratio of educated girls to the ratio of educated men is 90 to 94%. So the numbers of educated boys is more than the number of educated girls. And also the women struggle all the time against their parents in getting their normal right in education.
Okay, like that, it's not the man's fault. It's the parents' fault.
Okay, but after the woman married, her husband also abused the idea of letting her complete her education.
Okay, because she doesn't need to be educated after she's married.
Why?
Because she have to take care of the children and her husband, and she have to cook and clean.
No. No, she should educate to get knowledge or to feel confident, as when she bring up children, she will make them have good manner, effective manner.
Okay, they have to be educated, but not after marriage. They can be educated in the primary school, the preparatory school, or even the secondary school.
Okay, thank you. Let's listen to other students. Some are for and some are against.
Another right, which is working. Okay, Byron.
What about her? Are you for or against?
I am for the women's right to work. Women have to work because they don't only have to work to gain money. They have to work to satisfy themselves, to develop their countries or nations. They have to get to know more people. They have to have more relationships with people, more than the relationship with the husband or the house relationship only. So I think that actually women should not be only restricted to being a housewife or just doing house chores or raising up the children. Women should also work and do whatever they want. They have to achieve their dreams.
About you, sir?
Sorry, I don't agree with you, because the man's priority is to get money for the house, but the woman's priority is the kid to take care of the children and to raise them and to do the housework. So the woman will have to work after the children go to school.
Well, yes, but actually, if it's like women can actually drop kids to kindergartens, or they can leave them with babysitters. So it would be much easier for both men and women to be working, so that we're having a problem.
I don't agree, because the babysitters and the kindergartens are a waste of money and time. Because the kindergarten or the babysitter can't take the love for the children like the mother do. I think most of the kindergarten and the babysitters will treat their children badly.
Well, if talking about a general case, not all the kindergartens actually do that, and actually we're not actually dropping like the kids all the day like at kindergartens, just for a few hours until the mother and the dad are back from home. Then they can just live their normal life the rest of the day with their father and mother.
Okay, so we here talk about shifts with the man and woman in work. Like the woman will go to the morning shift and the man will do its housework, and the man will go to the evening shift and do the housework.
Well, about the shifts, actually, if we're talking about shifts, when will the kids feel the warm love of the family?
So I'm against work for the women until the children will get to a certain age. Then they go to school and they take care of themselves and depend on themselves.
Yes, actually, but talking about here that women actually can, some people say that women can't work and can't take care of the house at the same time. So I think that actually that's not true, because in our society, a lot of women, maybe like engineers or doctors, they can take care of their houses and their house chores at the same time and the work.
I don't agree with you, because I read in a comparative study about comparison between the mental health of the housewives and the career women, that the career woman has less mental health than the housewives, because they have a lot of loads and a lot of stress on them.
Well, actually, it's a little bit of a percentage of this, but most of the women, or in our society in Egypt, a lot of women, or like most of the women, work and they come back from the work and take care of their house, take care of the children, do the cooking, do the laundry. They can manage their time, and women who work actually can manage their time more efficiently, more than housewives.
I think in that case, the children will be less neglected than the housewives, because they will take care of the work more than the children, because they have high positions in their work.
Well, in that case, actually, the man should step in and help the woman raising up the children, because if the woman is not actually free to take care of the children, or she's busy sometimes, the man has to step in. He just doesn't have to see an excuse that he works all the time and he doesn't have time, because everyone has time in their life to do anything.
The man will, when he says that he's tired, it's not an excuse. It's a real thing, because the man is a hard working. They go back to their home tired and can't do anything. So we have to rest, then do the housework.
Well, actually, women who can work, they come back from the work and do the house chores and take care of the children after the work. They don't even have time to rest. So I think that actually women can work, have more abilities than men, because they don't even have time to rest all the day after they come back from work, while men actually does.
I agree with you that the woman has more ability than the man, because the woman can do biological things that the man can do, like pregnancy and breastfeeding.
That's right, but that's something else that the woman has to take care of. But actually, the man doesn't have to leave all the raising of the children, or like taking care of the children, to the woman. He can take care of them, raise them with her. He just doesn't have to leave it all, because she does biological things that the man doesn't do, like breastfeeding or pregnancy.
I think that the children love to have time more with their mother, because their mother, they have more love to her, because their father, they don't take time with her.
Well, actually, the father freed up a little bit of the time with the kids. There would be like equivalent love for both mother and father. I'm not saying like almost all the kids prefer their mothers because they spend more time with their mothers, but if fathers freed up a little bit of time to stay with their kids rather than sleeping or doing nothing, there would be equivalent love for both of them.
I don't think that the father will have some free time to do this because he does a lot of work. Because he have to get the money for the house.
Well, women also work and come back and take care of the house, so she does double what the man does. She takes care of the house and she goes to work, and at the end she has free time. Then why doesn't the man have free time?
Because he do more than one job. Because he has to get more money for the children when they raise up.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's a woman does more work than man. She can go to her work at the day, come back and take care of the house. So she does more work. Like you can't talk. He doesn't do a lot of work more than the man. Like she is doing more work than him because he doesn't do as much as her. He comes back, starts from work, and he doesn't almost doesn't help her at the household.
Want to talk about another right, the right of women not to be abused by others.
Well, actually, woman suffers every day from abusement, every day and every time. And the woman, when she gets abused, she feels ashamed from herself. And the woman, when she actually gets abused from a man, she can't do a police report or she can't tell her parents because she knows that she's the first one that she will be blamed. And the woman actually, when she gets abused from a man, she can't actually create a new healthy relationship with another man because what she gone through. And the woman actually, the man, when he abuses a woman, he thinks like it's a acceptable thing and it doesn't have a law for it.
Yes, what are the motivation of the motivation of men?
Okay, the man, when he abuses a woman, he thinks it's apart from his masculinity, and he thinks when he abuses a woman, it's not that he shouldn't be ashamed from himself, and he can't actually get blamed from it.
So men who abuse women show their masculinity?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. What's your opinion?
Ahmed?
Yes.
I'm against harassment, but I think woman is the one who is responsible for this. The way of clothes of woman is not appropriate.
Well, actually, I don't agree with you because the woman, whatever she wears or whatever she does, like if she wears Islamic clothes or whatever she wears not tight clothes, and she gets abused in the street in Egypt. But in USA or the United States, the woman has she's free that she could wear short clothes or whatever she wants because she knows that she's not going to be abused or no man could actually talk to her.
Because in USA there are relationships or sex, but in Egypt this is not allowed. So men want to compensate that into abuse a woman.
So you're telling me right now that the men can't actually control about his feeling, and you're telling me right now that the men are weaker than the women, so he can't control what he's gonna say to the woman.
No, I don't think so. What? Why? But why not? I want to say a point. I want to say a new point. Why? But why also women put on makeup while they are going to work?
Because the woman sometimes she wants to feel confident from herself. She wants to feel that she is beautiful. She doesn't come out from her home to get abused or harassed. She wants to feel that she's beautiful, and she has to have her self-confident without anyone could tell her.
Some woman or girl want to be abused by sweet words or by the frisky boys.
Actually, some women, I agree with you that some women want to hear beautiful words, but it doesn't the women want to hear beautiful words because they're some women, they don't have self-confidence in themselves, and they don't feel that they're pretty enough, so maybe they want to hear some beautiful words, but it doesn't go to the point that the men could tell her bad words or tell her like improper proper words.
So why in Egypt there is much abusement for women more than abroad? What do you think?
Because some men actually they can't because in like in other countries there is something called friends, or they have some interaction with their self, and they have like something called they can't go to the part to have like abuse her in the streets. But in here some men actually abuse women because they feel that it's apart from their masculinity, and if they didn't do something like that, it's like something gone wrong.
I don't think so. I think because boys and girls are not going to be friends in school, and any interaction between boys and girls is not forbidden.
Actually, the problem should be actually like the problem is from when the girls are young and the men are young. There's some schools for girls only and some schools for men only. So they should put some be some interaction with each other to respect each other more than that.
I agree with that.
Thank you very much. Now we are going to listen to chat by the riot not to be forced in marriage.
The forced marriage has many motivations to do it, such as culture aspects, financial aspects, and religious aspects. First, I will talk about cultural aspects. The Egyptian parents think that the girl, if she doesn't marry at a certain age, it will cause shame. She will cause shame to the family. The financial aspects, the parents think that if the girl, the parents think that the girl is married, to someone because the girl has a burden or a load on them, and they want to get rid of this load by by forcing them to marry to any person. The religious aspects, the parents think that the marriage is the protection of the girl from committing a wrong relation with men.
Yes. What do you think about it?
Actually, there are many reasons for parents to force their daughters to marry. Because the parents have more experience than the girls, so they will choose a good proper husband for her, who makes a good future for her. But if the parents leave the decision for the girl, 90% she will choose wrongly, because girls always choose by her feelings, not by her mind.
What do you think about the consequences of forced marriage?
The consequences of the forced marriage cause mental and psychological effects on the woman. The forced woman suffers from the conflict, the inner conflict in between her real emotions and the supposed one to her husband. And
who are the victims of this forced marriage?
the victims are the children and the husband. The husband and also the woman. The husband suffers from his wife because she doesn't show her love to him.
She only show
Her
false
fake
love, not real love. That's right. Yes.
And the children are the victims too, because they suffers from the conflict between the mother and the father, and they doesn't deprived from the warm family and love.
I agree that forced marriage is not good thing, but I see that the parent. I suggest that the parent choose a husband for her. If she accepts, okay. But if she doesn't accept, parents try to persuade her. If she doesn't persuade, persuaded, she should be responsible for her choice.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we are going to listen to the recommendation of this debate by Habiba Sami.
Our recommendation: first, we are with women's right in education to get knowledge, to feel self-confidence, and for good of her children. Second, women have the right to work, to feel their independence, self-esteem, and identity, but children till they grow up. Third, we must raise up our children on free basis, and they must raise together without any kind of separation or discrimination, to know each other correctly without misunderstanding, hatred, or psychological disorders. Fourth, convince not force a girl for marriage.
So women have many rights, like the right to get high education, the right to be a career woman, the right to be respected at home and outside, the right to be a leader, the right not to be forced marriage. She is free to do what she wants, but she shouldn't be against rules or restrictions of our society. Okay, thank you for you all.
Only, it's not an Egyptian cause only. It happens all over the world.
Yes.
Who disagrees? Who agrees? Who disagrees?
I agree.
It happens in America, it happens in Bridge, it happens all over the world, not only in Egypt. Yes?
Who wants to share us? Yes, Ms. Nagda.
First of all, it's my pleasure to be with you today. I'm Naglam, the English supervisor, and I feel happy listening to your voice as if you were native speakers of English. It's my pleasure really to be a supervisor for this, one of the distinguished school in Gharbiya. But as a matter of fact, for the first point about education, I think girls haven't got the ability to convince men about their rights for education, I think. Because as a matter of fact, the man who discussed you, a man, now I'm talking to you as if you were a man and you are a woman, he told you to have the right of education. You say, yes, I wanted to educate, but he said that's enough for you to educate at the primary, secondary, and so on. But you are speechless at the end, and I don't know if you agree to stop learning after secondary stage or not. So give me more, how to defend yourself about continuing your education.
No, I want to complete my education because the woman likes the men in education. I can be a doctor, I can be a leader, I can be a dentist, I can be an engineer, I can be everything.
Okay, this is your right, but I disagree. I'm a woman like you, but I disagree. Not all jobs are appropriate for women. Am I right or wrong?
I disagree.
Not all jobs. I'm not talking about the majority of jobs, but what would you like to be when you grow up?
Dentist.
Okay. Once I do a lecture, yes, I did, sorry, a lecture for the Faculty of Medicine, and there was a big group for male and female. And when I asked them, would you like to get married from female doctor? They said, no. It was a shock for me, because I asked again for female, would you like to get married from male doctor? They said, yes. So there was a big problem. Why there is a problem?
No, actually my mother is a doctor, my aunt is a dentist.
And your father?
And my father is also a doctor.
Yeah, that's it. Do you understand me? If you are a doctor, yes, you wish to get married from a doctor. Because he is the only one who knows the value of being a doctor. But do you remember?
To be a petrol engineer.
It happens.
A petrol engineer. Yeah, it happens, but it is not in remote places, so not all jobs are available.
Yes.
Plenty of them are there.
Petrol
Petrol engineers.
And the field.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, not in the field. Not in the field.
Yeah, this is what I
Okay.
said.
Not in the field, not
Yeah.
in the desert, not in the sea.
This is what I said.
That's it. But
Yes.
this is a society attitude.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is how to.
Male attitude, society attitude. That's it.
Male-dominated society.
That's it.
Male-dominated society.
Thank you for your colleague when he said that's enough to stop after secondary stage, but I can stop. And I'm going to continue by using what we call distance learning. So we will never stop learning. So you can defend yourself. Okay, I'm going to stay at home, bringing up children, and I can continue learning by distance learning and have a lot of certificates too. Am I right? You're right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, would you like to defend?
Actually, the woman can be educated after getting married and bringing up the children. There's technology and mobile phone and smartphones, so they can use it to be educated on the internet. You don't need to go to the college.
Learning. This is what I said.
Yeah.
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 You were talking about work. Am I right?
No, you were talking about work.
You were talking about
education.
work. Let me ask you a question.
Suppose your wife is in a higher position, okay, but you feel that she can't make a balance between her work and her home. What are you going to do? Will you ask her to quit?
I'll actually talk to her about taking care of the children more, like leaving sometimes for work and getting to the children, like take care of themselves, like all the time, not in the work, not all the time in the housework.
To do part-time job.
But I ask you, will you ask her to quit and stay at home if she can't make a balance between work and her home? Will you quit?
I will not force her to quit, but I will talk to her like if she wants to continue her work, please, sometimes like quit the work for some time and take care of the children when I go to work.
I think you are a fanatic because you never say, I'm going to share her at the housework. Why no? Why don't you say, sorry, I have to go back home, I have washing up today? You know, just when I say, darling, do you love me? Yes, hang the curtain, please. You are going to be a clown at home. Why not to share your wife at housework? You feel shy, manhood?
Because I think that my friends at work will laugh at me. Because I
laugh at you. You will know.
Does it mean that all your friends at work are going to watch you from the balcony, taking photos? He was hanging up, washing up, and so on? Yes? Yeah, okay. You can be disguised in order not to be recognized by the other people and do the housework. Okay?
Yes?
Yes, now we love, but it really happens. If the man goes to his friends and tells that he helps his wife in the home, they will laugh at him.
Excuse me.
Do you tied your bed before coming to school?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
This is how I bring you up, okay? So you are going to take everything in easier way. Yes, I do it. I accustomed to do it even when I was a child. So I'm never going to feel shy if I make a cup of tea in Ramadan. I think all husbands share their wives doing even salad. Yeah, so don't feel shy to do it, and don't go to school or go to work and say, oh, I'm tired today, I was watching up all night. Why? You make a propaganda about what you have done. Yes?
You are tired. So we are tired. This is what she called for. She said, okay, yes, I can't make a balance.
I will ask me why I'm tired.
Why you are tired? It's not your right to work and back home. Yes, darling, please prepare lunch and I'm going to have a rest. And then, darling, wake up. I prepare lunch. And she's a working woman too.
I can prepare the breakfast and the dinner, but
McDonald's, Kentucky.
That's like doing the housework, like washing or doing the laundry.
So you don't object?
I don't object to the housework, not like the housework, like washing up and doing the laundry. But in the basic housework, like cooking, like raising up children, take care of themselves, teach children some rights to do.
Yes.
Well, actually, talking about men helping in housework, actually, not all men, like most of the men actually, just come back from their work and just pretend they are very, very, very tired. Yes. Even though a lot of women come back from the work and they can continue doing their housework and taking care of their children, and they just don't rest and they just don't settle. They're not doing nothing. They come back, they make the food, they take care of the laundry or they clean up. And while men, when they come back, they make it feel like they did something very, very hard, like they build up like a building or something by their own. So I don't think actually that's an excuse for men to not help in the housework because
I think that the men that do this, it's like small percentage of the men. I see like a lot of men share the housework with the women, but like not doing the laundry or or washing.
Why not?
Because I think when his friends will see him tired, they will ask him.
It's responsibility. If you're not married, who's going to clean your clothes or clean up your house?
I'll clean up myself because I'm not married.
Okay, then you can take care of your things and the woman can take care of her own things.
Not like the other thing, like the children and the women.
But why don't men can clean up after if they did a mess? Then why do they leave it to the woman? If there is a mess happening in those...
I see that the most of the men do their bribe things like doing the laundry or washing up.
Well, actually, I've never seen that. All what I see is like men leave their laundry or if there's something dirty, the woman clean it, the woman washes the clothes. I've never seen a man who takes like, oh, I'm going to wash my own things, you're washing your own things.
You see your point of view and I see from my point of view. So you see that the man will not do it, I see the man do it. So we have
Actually, I'm a man, but I object on Yusuf's opinion because our Prophet cleaned and washed, and even he sewed his clothes. He helped his wife in the house. He didn't say, oh, no, you have to work because you're a woman, and you have to clean up and do whatever you want.
Excuse me, your name.
Rahman.
In English, it would be better not to say husband or wife, but we always say partner. And I love this word because after marriage you become a part of me and I am a part of you. Yes. So for the sake of partnership,
Yes, there's a point I want to talk about. It's like women can't work suitable jobs. Like women only can be working in our society, but in Korea there is a women army. Like army is not only for men. Like women can do as well as the men. Like women don't only have to do easy jobs. Women can only do hard jobs. They can defend their countries as well as the men. Like not only the men who can do hard jobs.
What you have said is related to what Mrs. Maiса said.
The women army.
So Egyptian women are going to join the army after this.
Yes.
Inshallah. Yes. Join the army. Yeah. Okay.
Connection between what we have watched right now with harassment. Is it important to be like this for harassment, abuse? You know, there is a big connection between this and. Do you remember when your friend said your way of clothes may be the cause of abusement? And you are opposing. Yes, your way even in walking. When you laugh. When you talk loudly. So you have a lot of motivations which motivated the other people to say or court you. Vulgar words. So you have the key of your character. Is it important to be a fighter like this?
No, actually it's not important to be a fighter like that. It's the way what the men see how the woman is. It's the way, the point of view how the men think that the woman is to abuse her. Like the woman, he actually thinks like when he abuses a woman, it's apart from his masculinity, and he has the right to do that.
But if you stick to morality and you walk in a respectable way, no one ever caught you. Even if you are naked. Do you remember when you make a comparison between the European countries and the Arab countries? So you may find a naked lady, but he is not going to court her, right? So this is your personality. You have the key.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Not necessarily.
Actually, he don't court her. He doesn't court her.
Yeah.
And abroad, they have like sexual lives. You don't have to court or even to do everything that you want. They can only do it. Yeah, they are free. They are free.
Yeah.
Although there is freedom, it happens there.
Okay. They abuse, but they have a sexual life. I say, they don't need to court.
There is no
Yeah. It's not an Islamic country or something. There isn't any forbidden there. There isn't anything forbidden there. They can do whatever they want.
It happens there. However she is dressed, it happens there. Even if she is totally covered, it happens. It's a male attitude, nothing more.